Students, good evening. This is IC analysis of sentences, and this is the sentence which is not clear here, but thus that is sentence, I guess, that is noun, that is Marisa have been playing tennis for several years. This is the sentence. Marisa has has been Marisa has been playing uh, tennis since for several years. This is the sentence which is divided into this way. That sentence, of course, Marisa, noun, single noun, that's a noun phrase. Then other one is prepositional. Predicative phrase. So predicative phrase is, in predicative phrase, that's a has been playing. So that is verbal group, has been. Why? Because here tense is that present tense has, then these are the has, auxiliary been, that is also auxiliary, then playing, so that's a being, and main verb is play, right? Then this is tennis is, so another branch is noun phrase, right? And then for several years, so for is what? For is, that is preposition. That's a prepositional phrase actually. Then several, several is what? Adjective, which is qualifying noun, year. So that's a this way. Now very good explanation I found here. That is, a single sentence comprises a noun phrase. One single sentence comprises generally noun phrase and predicate phrase, right? So that's the noun phrase and predicate phrase. Noun phrase and predicate phrase, that is predicate phrase. Okay. Now uh, apart from a compulsory verbal group, please take care, apart from compulsory verbal group, this predicate phrase may optionally have one or more noun phrase. Means in predicate phrase, verbal phrase is compulsory, but in this predicate phrase, number of noun phrase, single noun phrase or more than one noun phrase, prepositional phrase, adverbial phrase or adjective, these are the optional, right? Maybe the part of a sentence. What the noun phrase is compulsorily, it comprises noun phrase, but what comes under predicate phrase? Predicate phrase means compulsorily verbal group, and optionally, compulsory is verbal group and optional is uh, one or more noun phrase, prepositional phrase, adverbial phrase, adjective phrase. Okay. So what is this? That is, the girls have been singing nicely, right? So here the girls, this is noun phrase, that is already discussed. Okay. Now then then this one sentence is that, this is the sentence. Here we have seen the girls, that is already solved. So you just imagine this way, you can imagine tree, right? So one branch is noun phrase, that is done. Now another branch, in this branch what is given? So next very level is, that's a predicate phrase, right? So that is from here to here, that is predicate phrase. Okay, and we have just now discussed that in predicate phrase, right? So that is uh, predicate phrase may optionally have one or more noun phrase, prepositional phrase, adverbial phrase or adjectival phrase. It may or may not be in the sentence. Okay, so here what is predicative? That's a have been singing nicely. So nicely is, of course, that is adverb. That is also next branch, which is the part of predicate phrase. So that is separate. But here what about, this is verb, verb, verb. So that is why it is called verbal group. And have indicates present tense, right? Been is have, this is en, means that is called perfect tense. Okay. Then being progressive. So these are all progressive, are used for singing, sing. So this way this sentence is analyzed. Now noun phrase, what is called noun phrase? Noun phrase may be single word. Please take care. Noun phrase may be single word. Okay. A single noun might be, or pronoun, or a group of words belonging to the noun and cluster around, means whatever number of things, but noun is important, right? Example, two noun phrases they have given. So that's a one example is his last play. Here play is, that is play is, that's a drama, right? That is not playing wala play, that's a drama. So here what, let us analyze noun phrase, means his is what, determiner possessive pronoun, right? Then last play, so play, this last is qualifying the drama or play, that is noun. So that is why last, first, middle, next, this is called audial. देखो, see audial, or that's a cordial. So this is audial, uh, hmm, audial adjective, right? So that is audial. Why? Because this tells the order, right? So that is called order. So that's a last and play. This way it is divide. It is analyzed. Now boys and girls, simple. So boys conjunction is and this is noun phrase, this is noun phrase, because just now we have read that and phrases means one single word may be there. So this is also noun phrase, this is also noun phrase. You have to write noun phrase, and then in the middle that's a end. Okay. Now noun phrase has a noun. What is important? Now a noun phrase has a noun, of course, right? And then head word, very important, head word, and certain modifiers. This is called noun phrase. Means noun phrase, what is important? That's a head word and certain modifiers, right? Now generally a noun is a noun in a noun phrase, noun in a noun phrase optionally. So please take care. A noun in a noun phrase optionally has the following modifiers appearing before in it. Let us see, restrictor. Words like especially, only, merely, just, almost, particularly, even. This is called restrictor. So that's a noun phrase in a noun, a noun in a noun phrase optionally. Noun phrase optionally has the following modifiers. So it's very important, appearing before it in the given order. So that is restrictor. Word like especially, only, merely, just. So restrictors are, that's a example of restrictor, are only, merely, just, almost, particularly, even. This is called restrictor word. Why? Because they are restricted, they are putting condition, only, merely, just. Okay. Now number 2, predeterminers. Words like predeterminers, half, double, both, one third, twice, quantity, right? Predeterminer, which is called predeterminer words. Now third one is determiner. These words include what? Very important, you should know. So what is important for determiner? First, articles are determiner, demonstrative pronouns are determiner. 5 here, such also. 5 determiner, this, that, these, those, and such. This is called demonstrative pronoun, right? So these are the demonstrative pronoun. Now possessive, all possessives means my, his, own, Ram's, right? That's theirs. Okay. Now ordinals. Ordinals means first, second, third, last, next. This is ordinals. Then quantifiers, which tells about quantity, so that is many, several, few, less. Then adjectival phrase or adjective phrase, which good, long, tall, intensifier, and adjective. Classifier, that is a city college, a leather purse, which classify. Purse is being qualified by leather. Class is city, which is situated in city. So that's a city college. Okay. Now that's a noun phrase. We have got it. What is noun phrase? So noun phrase is right. So now in noun phrase, determiner is there. We have discussed that what is determiner. We have discussed that what are the restrictive words, right? So that is predeterminers and determiners. These are the part of noun phrase. A noun phrase has a noun, head word, and certain modifiers. Generally, a noun in a noun phrase optionally has the following modifiers. So these are the modifiers. Merely this. Okay. Now, prepositional phrase. What is prepositional phrase? Is a noun phrase. Please take care. Prepositional phrase is a noun phrase preceded by preposition. Means when noun phrase is preceded by preposition is called prepositional phrase. Sometimes a noun phrase contains preposition phrase. Noun phrase contains preposition phrase embedded in it, which is attached, which is called embedded. When we discuss the example, you will be able to understand. Now, in such cases, the noun phrase can be broken into noun phrase and preposition phrase. Both can be further split up. How? Let us see. The boy on the bridge. Of course, on is preposition, so that is called prepositional phrase, and that is noun phrase. Okay, so that's the first branch. You just imagine, and please imagine this way. That's the first branch is noun phrase, separate branch. Then why it is prepositional phrase? Because it start with on preposition, right? So that is prepositional phrase. So noun phrase, again and again we have already solved. That's the determiner, the article, and noun, the boy. Now preposition phrase. So in preposition, what is preposition? We drop the preposition on, that is already dropped. Now again in preposition phrase we have seen that that's a noun phrase, right? Sometimes noun phrase contains a preposition phrase embedded in this case. In case noun phrase can be broken into noun phrase and prepositional phrase. Both can be further split up. So that is divided further. That's a prepositional phrase, preposition, then noun phrase, that's a the and which. So this way we can solve this. Now verbal phrase, very important, VG or verbal phrase. The verbal group generally immediately follows the noun NP in a typical English sentence. Very important. What is verbal group? So which generally follows noun phrase. Of course, that is followed by noun phrase. So verbal phrase is followed by noun phrase, and in English, and it consists the main verb and auxiliary. Of course, noun phrase, verbal phrase consists the main verb and auxiliary. Main verb and auxiliary. Example. Verb phrase. What is verb phrase? Verb phrase means verbal group. What are auxiliaries and main verb, right? So what is sentences that, for example, auxiliary, what auxiliary can be? That is tenses, past, present, perfect, whatever, right? Modal, can, will, shall, may, right? This is the modal. Then perfective means been, be, being, been. So that's a been, be and been. And progressive, be plus ing, right? So that is called verb group. Now next, auxiliary. What is called auxiliary? In turn, it made up of these compulsory item and any one or more of the following, right? Auxiliary. What is auxiliary? Model, will, Will, can, shall, and will, shall, can, or may. These are the model which are known as auxiliaries, also model verbs also, right? Okay, then so this is called model. Then perfective. What is perfective? Perfective marked by en, have in, right, wherein a marker of the past participle morpheme, so that is called third, is called past participle morpheme. Morpheme is a word. Okay, now progressive. What is progressive? Marked by b plus ing. Of course, progress, which is progress, so it is marked by b plus ing. Tense, it may be stated here in a grammatical category seen in the form or shape of the verb, right? And normally in English, tense is realized as, so that is presence, and ed, that is past. Okay, in the expression will play and will eat, will is the present tense, the past form of which is would. Okay, so that's a will play is present in some verb because past is would. In a classical language like Sanskrit, which has three tenses, these are shown in the base verbs, three forms, and referring to the present, past, and future. So that is, basic verb is pat, read, present reads, past read, and future will read, patyati. Very good information. Now, compounding to this, there are only two such forms in English: plays and played. Play, plays, played, right? The use of modal shall, will is not one of the mechanisms of expressing future time. Also, will, shall do not always express future time. So what they are saying, Sita will be at home now, so that is not future. Will and shall, will is not used here as for future tense, but it shows present tense because will be at home, right? So that is there. She might have been crying. Now she is subject, might have been crying. So that's a crying before ing form. There is no SMR, was, were, auxiliary. That's why this is called, this kind of structure is called, that is infinitive and gerundial form. So this is gerundial form, right? Here, this is verbal group. Forget she. She is the just a noun, pronoun. But then what about this might have been crying? So here this way it should be done, auxiliary and verb. So cry is the verb, then auxiliaries, first of all, might have been, so crying. So might is, that's a past tense, may have, right, be, being, crying, is this way. Chaliye, very quickly we are going to see. That's a, also it should be noted that while tense and the main verb are the compulsory segment of verbal group, tense and main verb, the modal, the perfective, and progressive are only optional item. Okay, now adverbial, definitely adverb in the presence of verb. Any group of words that performs the function of an adverb is called adverbial. It may consist of single word, phrase, or clause, right? So in this adverbial phrase, what is important? Single word or phrase or clause. It is generally specific, time, place, manner, reason, etc., and modifies a verb and adjective. So that is why adverbial, right? An adjective or fellow adverb. I have told once, right? Very, 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 all very are adjective, adverb, sorry, adverb. Now Rahul has been playing cricket for several years. Here immediately you can cut, one is, that is noun phrase, so that is noun phrase, right? Then has been, that's a verbal group or verbal phrase, verbal group, and then for, so that's a prepositional phrase. prepositional phrase. Okay, so this is there. Now sentence is that Rahul has been playing cricket for several years. So here Rahul is a noun phrase, right? So that branch is here. You can imagine that branch is already done. Now, sorry, this is not the shape. Shape is that this is this is this branch is already done. Noun phrase solved, right? Okay. Now predicate. Predicate is a very big one. In predicate there are three branches in the predicate. What is verbal group? Why? Because this is verbal group. This is verbal group. Has been, right? So that's a verbal group. Has, shown, that's a present tense. Been is perfect tense, that is written this way, have an in. And progressive, playing, that is, and then main verb is verb, so that is also dropped. Now what? Playing, then so that's a verb, but what they playing? Cricket, so that is called, that cricket is noun phrase. Okay, then for several years, that's a, for several years is, that is adverb. Why? Because commenting on cricket, playing cricket, right? So that is adverb. So why it is called adverb? Because this group of words for several years is commenting on the verb playing, and that's why this group of verb or phrase is act as adverbial phrase, not adjective. That is adverbial phrase, है ना? So that's the adverbial phrase. What's the adverb? That's a, actually this is preposition, right? So that is for is preposition, that is not written here. Actually it should be written here. Then several years. So what is several? Several is, that is noun phrase. Several years, so that's a noun phrase which is followed by adjective and noun, right? This way. Now this is something uh, this lady has given explanation, very well done. Okay, fine. So I think something you must have got it. Tomorrow we are going to discuss the same in other slide.